What's poppin', everyone? Thank you for returning to heARTwork Creations. I'm going to be creating a little summertime night glam for you all, so keep watching. Alright, and now to prep my skin for this look, I'm gonna go ahead and use some Neutrogena face sunblock, broad spectrum of course, and mix that with a little bit of Palmer's face oil. And next I'll spray on some Bedescu spray for a little extra hydration. And then to prime my skin, I'm going to pat in some Mercier Radiance primer. And this has a hint of shimmer to give my skin a little extra glow. Next, we're going to be priming our eyes for the eyeshadow. I'm going to be using some soft ochre paint pot by MAC mixed with a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I've been finding that the soft ochre is a little bit drying, so mixing the concealer in really helps it go on smoother and not as crackly. So I'm just going to apply that all over my eye and underneath my waterline as well. To set my primer, I'm going to apply some Mercier loose translucent powder with just some random brush. And for my transition color, I'm going to be using Locket from the Dose of Colors Hidden Treasure palette. To blend that in, I'm going to use my Morphe M441 brush and just using windshield wiper motions. This is going to be a little more of a blown out look, so I'm kind of bringing it out more rather than rounding out my outer corner. For my outer corner color, I'm going to be applying the shade Churro from the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. I'm just going to keep that color towards the outer corner, again just blowing out the color, not rounding it in. And for this, I'm using my Morphe M443 brush. And then I'm going to just bring down the color onto my lid. This is going to be more of a messy smoky eye. It's not as like cut creasy as my other looks tend to be. It's more of a smoky effect. After that, I'm going to line my waterline with some MAC Dipdown Fluidline, and I'm just going to deepen up the bottom of my eyes with this. I'm applying it right on the waterline, then smudging it on my lower lash line as well. And this is just a little flat eyeshadow brush. Then once I get to the corner, I'm going to just wing it out a bit. Instead of making this like my usual sharp wings, it's just going to be more of a smoky wing as well. And to set that, I'm going to use Locket again, but this time I'm going to use my Morphe 169 pencil brush and just kind of smudge that out. Then to darken up the outer corners, I'm going to dip into Onyx and Key with my same brush and just go over the wing and outer part of my eye. I'm not going all the way in. I'm going to apply that on my waterline too to set that in place. For my lid color, I'm going to be using Coin with a damp brush and just pat that in all over my lid. Kind of using rubbing motions to really get that pigment intense. And I am using my MAC 239 for this. And I'll go ahead and apply that in my inner corner as well. And then I'll take my Morphe M443 brush again to just blend out any harsh lines. And since I currently have lash extensions on, I'm going to take a clean mascara wand and just brush out any fallout eyeshadow. Now, since my eyes are done, it's time to move on to foundation. And for this look, I'll be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD formula. This is my favorite foundation for the summertime because it's nice and lightweight but still gives me a little bit of coverage, and it's buildable. So I'm going to apply that all over my face using my Suavecita S101 brush. And make sure to blend down to the neck too. So for concealer, I'll be using Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm gonna only use a little bit because I like keeping my face really light during the summer. I don't like feeling too much going on my skin. So I'm gonna apply a couple of dots under my eyes, a little bit on my forehead and nose, and then just blend it out with my Morphe Duo Fiber brush. I'm just using patting motions and just also blending it out. And whatever is remaining on my brush, I'll use to highlight under my cheekbones as well, and a little bit on my chin too. And then I grab my foundation brush again and just blend everything together. And for my contour, I'll be using my Benefit Hoola contouring stick. And instead of applying it directly to my face, I like to warm it up on the back of my hand and then use my same foundation brush to apply that to the contours of my cheekbones, around my forehead, my jawline, and whatever's left I use around my nose. And this just gives me a softer bronze look rather than a heavy contour. And to set all of that, I'm going to use some more Laura Mercier loose translucent powder with a sponge. And I'm just going to lightly apply that all over my face. And again, not going too heavy, just enough to keep my makeup in place. Then to add a little more color to my cheeks, I'm going to apply some Hoola bronzer by Benefit with my Suavecita S104 brush. And to set my makeup, I'm going to use some MAC Fix Plus spray. And while my skin is still damp, I'm going to go in with my highlight. And here I'm using the Becca Champagne Pop with my Morphe R36 brush. And I'm just applying that right onto the top of my cheekbones, around my forehead, my nose, and a little bit on my lips. To set my brows and my baby hairs in place, I'm going to use some clear mascara by Maybelline. And for my mascara, I'll be using the waterproof MAC in Extreme Dimension formula. I typically don't use waterproof mascara, but since it's the summertime and it's hot and humid, this formula prevents my mascara from running or transferring down onto my concealer. So to finish off the look and tie it all in, I'm going to be using an orange lipstick. But to line my lips first, I'm going to use LA Girl Cosmetics Coral shade. So I'll line my lips first and shade them all in to act as a base for my lipstick. I'll be using MAC Morange. It's kind of a neon orange shade. So I'll apply that all over. And then once I'm done with that, I take my lip liner again and then just reshade the outer parts of my lips. And now my summertime night glam is complete. I hope you enjoyed watching me put together this look, and hopefully it gives you some inspiration for your glam as well. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to leave me some love and feedback down below. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.